The Senate President Ahmad Lawan on Tuesday, while playing host to a delegation of the European Union election observers, and former Kenyan Prime Minister Raila Odinga, who paid separate courtesy visits, said the forthcoming 2023 general elections would probably be the best. An EU delegation led by Thomas Busrup, Deputy Chief Observer, representing the Chief Observer Andrews Buhari, while stating that the observers are currently observing campaign activities, gave a breakdown of who the observers are and what they will do, adding that they will also give their recommendations after the election exercise.
We are here to observe the general elections. We are a core team of 11 analysts based in Abuja. Sunday, we deployed 40 long-term observers throughout Nigeria. They work in teams of 2 and are currently based in 20 different state capitals. Closer to the elections, we will be joined by a delegation from the European Parliament, 7 members from the European Parliament and their staff. And in the days leading up to the elections, we will be seconded by members of the diplomatic community from EU member states, Norway, Canada and Switzerland, making it a total of over 100 EU observers for the election day. The mission will issue a preliminary statement with our preliminary findings and conclusions 2 days after election day, meaning on the 27th of February. The core team and long-term observers will remain in country also to observe the 11th of March elections, and should there be a second round of presidential elections, we will also remain for that, and our chief observer, Mr. Barry Andrew, will also return for these elections. 2-3 months after the conclusion of the electoral process, we will return with a final report, also including and detailing a series of recommendations for future consideration.
The Senate President explained that although the country faces new security challenges, security has however improved under President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration.
Is doing everything possible to create a better security situation for not only the conduct of elections in 2023, but for citizens generally. I don't want to bore you with the history of the insecurity in Nigeria, but in 2015, when this administration came, the insecurity was at its highest level, because I come from Yobe State. About 2 or 3 of my local governments were under the insurgent Boko Haram, and in Borno it was about 10 local governments, and in Adama about 2 or 3. These were local governments that were occupied by the insurgents. But I think after about 6 months or 1 year, the situation changed. Those areas were captured by the government, by soldiers, forces of the federal government. We have new challenges now in the northwest, particularly, and some parts of north central and the southeast. But I think to know your problem is halfway into solving them. And recently we passed the 2023 appropriation bill, which Mr. President signed, and we also passed the 2022 supplementary budget, which Mr. President also signed. And a lot of resources have been put in there for the security agencies, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, other security agencies, just for them to deal with the security situation that we find ourselves in. So we hope that the elections will hold in all parts of the country.
The Senate President also said the new Electoral Act and introduction of beavers will enhance the electoral process.
The general elections this year would be probably the best. This because we worked so hard in the National Assembly to produce a very good document, a guide for the electoral environment in Nigeria. The amendment to the Electoral Act 2006 was signed by Mr. President into law last year, and the INEC has been given ample opportunities and a great deal of latitude to introduce technology for the elections. And the introduction of beavers I think will go a long way in ensuring that elections fraud, manipulations minimized to the barest minimum.
Also, Lawan received the former Kenyan Prime Minister Raila Odinga, while commending Odinga for his roles in ensuring that Kenyan democracy is peaceful and stable. Re-echoed similar sentiments about the 2023 polls. Odinga was in Nigeria at the instance of the management of the leadership newspapers for their annual conference and awards, which held in Abuja on Tuesday.